Hello, welcome to McDowell Strategy and Tactics, and thank you to our subscribers. In this series we play through each of the battles in the American Grand Campaign in close combat for the Battle of the Bulge. We use historical World War II US Army doctrine to plan and conduct each battle. We start on the strategic map. It is 0800 hours on December 20, 1944, and the weather is overcast. There is no air support, artillery has been allocated, and there are no supply drops. In the last episode, the US 424th Regimental Combat Team of 106th Division fought the German Kampfgruppe Knittel from 1st Panzer Division at Manschau. The result was a major American victory. The next battle is at Losheim, between the US 112th Regimental Combat Team of 28th Division and the German Kampfgruppe Stephan from the 2nd Panzer Division. The village of Losheim should be held at all costs. The three-storey buildings at the centre of town and the Hotel de Losheim are the dominant strongholds of Losheim. Holding the road to the Schnee Eifel is also critical so that you can have an avenue of retreat. On the US side is an American infantry battle group from the 112th Infantry Regiment under command of Colonel Nelson. It moves slowly and reserves are full. The company consists of 3 platoons. 1st and 2nd platoon are infantry, and 3rd platoon is a support platoon with 2 anti-tank guns and a mortar. The original squads retain their names and statistics. Let's rename the new squads off camera. Now, let's review each of the squads. 2-1 is 2nd Platoon Headquarters. 3-1 is 3rd Platoon Headquarters. 1-1 is 1st Platoon Headquarters. 1-2 is a BAR squad. 2-2 is a BAR squad. 1-3 is a rifle squad. 3-5 is a recon squad. 3-2 is a 57mm anti-tank gun. 3-3 is also a 57mm anti-tank gun. 1-5 is a Browning 30 caliber medium machine gun. 3-4 is a 60mm light mortar. 1-4 is an M9 bazooka squad. 2-4 is also an M9 bazooka squad. 2-3 is a rifle squad. And 2-5 is a Browning 30 caliber medium machine gun. Next, let's look at the map and conduct a commander's estimate of the situation. Our mission is to clear Losheim. The village of Losheim sits at a crossroads atop a ridgeline, with the road to Udenbrecht to the north, to the Schnee Eifel to the northwest, Duisburg to the south, and the Reich to the east. Prominent buildings include the church and the Hotel de Losheim. East of the village, the ground drops away sharply to the low ground. The area around the village consists of light woods and open fields. As a result of the fall of the ground, line of sight falls away and observation east of the village is quite limited, even from the multi-storey buildings. The buildings provide good cover and excellent concealment. However, the terrain provides cover and concealment to an attacker right up to the eastern fringes of the village. There are no notable obstacles to mounted or dismounted movement, so an attack can come from any direction. The crossroads is the only key terrain in the area. Avenues of attack could include from the east or from the south. As in previous battles, the Germans could attack up the road, using the road for vehicles and the light woods for infantry. They could infiltrate up to the crest of the hill, then use smoke and the buildings on the edge of the village to mask the initial assault. The killing zone would be the area east of the village along the crest of the ridge. Alternatively, the Germans could swing around the south and attack from an unexpected direction and outflank the village entirely. The Germans could attack a narrow front from south to north, allowing them to concentrate their firepower on fewer defenders at a time. The killing zone would be the road south of the Hotel de Losheim. The first course of action is for the Americans to form a tight defensive position centered on the village. First platoon would take the northern half of the village, including the church. Second platoon would take the southern half of the village, including the hotel. Third platoon would support from a depth position to the rear. A 57mm anti-tank gun would cover the gap between the platoons as a primary task, and the open ground to the south as a secondary task. The second anti-tank gun in the church would cover the open ground in front of first platoon's position as a primary task, and the open ground and road to the south as a secondary task. And both bazookas would remain in the centre of the position to reinforce the anti-tank guns. All three platoons would therefore create a crossfire on the most likely avenue of approach, being the road to the Reich. This plan focuses on the crossroads, but while platoon headquarters would provide early warning, second platoon would still find it difficult to pivot south to meet a flanking attack, and would be fighting alone, with first platoon isolated to the north. The second course of action is for the Americans to extend their defensive position to get better observation into the dead ground and deny the southern approach. First platoon would defend the village itself. Second platoon would dig in southeast of the village looking into the dead ground and refusing the right flank. Third platoon would remain to the rear, with 57mm anti-tank guns placing a crossfire where the road emerges from the dead ground. This plan would benefit from flanking fire on the most likely avenue of approach, but first platoon would be very spread out, and the proposed location for second platoon seems more appropriate for an armoured element capable of counterattacking over the open ground. I have made my decision and have placed the platoons and squads in position. First platoon on the left flank, with the BAR squad in a flanking position overlooking open ground. With the bazooka in the church, and the medium machine gun in the steeple. Second platoon on the right flank, in a classic defensive position. With the bazooka in depth, and the medium machine gun up front covering the crest. And third platoon in depth, with an anti-tank gun behind cover, and another in the church. The mortar in defilade in the creek line, and the recon team to the south as early warning of any German probe in that direction. And so we begin. 2 Sturmgeschütz, 2 Puma, 2 half-tracks, Noah's Ark, and infantry advancing behind cover of the German armour. The Americans hold fire. Skinner on the bazooka scores a hit.
Barrage available!
3-2 is knocked out.
Keep your heads down.
The Sonderkopferzug 234x1 is cleverly positioned, but with 2 dead. The barrage falls amongst the German infantry. Giuliano's gun targets the Sonderkopferzug 250x10. Immobilized and destroyed. (1-3) grenades the Sturmgeschütz. And destroy it. More grenades at the Kommandowagen. The Kommandowagen is destroyed. And the Sonderkopferzug 234x1. The Sturmgeschütz is immobile with 2 dead.
Taking fire!
2 armoured cars to the south, in the woods.
Lost!
1-3 is eliminated. The Puma 5cm is knocked out. The crew surrender. The Sturmgeschütz is destroyed. German infantry are getting too close to the church. 1st Platoon headquarters moves up to support. Second Platoon's medium machine gun adds flanking fire. Second Platoon's BAR squad is eliminated. Both medium machine guns now open up on the Puma south of the road. First platoon's medium machine gun is knocked out.
Your head's down.
Second platoon's medium machine gun is suppressed.
Taking fire!
First platoon's BAR squad now advances to take the left flank. And 3rd Platoon Headquarters moves up to add weight to the defence.
Team down!
2nd Platoon's medium machine gun is eliminated.
Area secured.
And the Bazooka squad moves up.
Move completed. Team redeployed.
The Germans have a light machine gun in the woods to the east, firing on the church. The BAR squad has taken the building. And the Sturmgeschütz cooks off.
In position.
The mortar now drops smoke to blind the German light machine gun. Gibson on 2nd Platoon's Bazooka hits and immobilizes the Puma.
Ein fliegendes Geschoss!
No clear path.
3-3 manhandle their gun into firing position inside the church. The gun crew fend off an advancing Panzer team at close range.
Sir, the enemy enemy has offered a ceasefire.
The German assault has petered out. The American line has held. But 2 armoured vehicles are still probing, and a third remains active. No one probing towards the recon squad. Total American victory. The battle ended because the Germans' force morale got too low and they were forced to retreat off the map. The Americans gained control of the map and the German battle group was forced to disband. The Americans won the battle because they control a greater number of crucial victory locations than the Germans. The Americans took 15 killed and 11 wounded and lost 1 anti-tank gun. The Germans took 20 killed, 16 wounded, 3 prisoners, 2 Sturmgeschütz destroyed, 4 armoured vehicles destroyed, and 1 captured. Let's examine the American squads. Goff in 1st Platoon Headquarters is awarded the Bronze Star. In the BAR squad, McWilliams is awarded the Combat Infantryman's Badge. Coleman adds a tank to his kill tally and is awarded the Silver Star. But 2 of his buddies are killed and 1 seriously wounded. Finch's rifle squad is wiped out, with 3 dead and 3 seriously wounded. Parsons is credited with a tank kill and awarded the Bronze Star, posthumously. Skinner on the bazooka is killed. Nash is credited with a half-track kill. 1st Platoon's medium machine gun squad is wiped out. 2 dead, 1 seriously wounded. Second Platoon's BAR squad is eliminated. 4 dead, 2 seriously wounded. .32 Fox's anti-tank gun is knocked out before scoring any hits, with 2 dead and 2 wounded. Only Fox survives. Despite being on the front line, Giuliano's gun does not add to its tally. Interestingly, both tank kills were by infantry squads. Second Platoon's medium machine gun is destroyed. So far, the campaign remains a major American victory. The Grand Campaign has 12 days remaining. Your defence of the Ardennes is progressing better than your historical counterparts. Once again, victory at Losheim has split the German northern and southern fronts. Over the campaign, cumulative American losses are 311 killed in action, 314 wounded in action, 31 tanks, 4 vehicles, and 16 guns. Cumulative German losses are 722 killed, 659 wounded, 98 tanks, 99 armoured vehicles, and 1 anti-tank gun. So, what did we learn? Once again, the American defensive position held up under relentless armoured assault. The slopes in front of Losheim are beginning to resemble a junkyard of destroyed German vehicles. But at what cost? 1st Platoon was almost wiped out, with both medium machine gun squads destroyed and an anti-tank gun lost. Not unexpectedly, the heaviest losses were in the front line and from armour firing from a distance. Doctrine states that the success of the defence depends on the holding of its assigned area by each unit, down to and including the rifle squad, to the last man if necessary. But in future battles at Losheim, I will need to adjust the defensive line somewhat to provide more protection to the troops in the main line of resistance. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and donate. And stay tuned for the next episode.